For a moment, I'd like you guys to think about the progress and of your education. I'd like you to think about the times that you spent learning how to read, how to add, how to subtract, moving on into how to do long division, cross multiply, how cells divide. You can kind of look at this in a linear aspect and then realize how much time and effort your teachers put into your own education, and look on a broader scale, realizing that currently in the Austin Independent School District, this same education is being taught to 86,000 other students, roughly. Hello, everyone. My name is Riley Patterson. I'm a student at St. Edward's University, and I volunteered at St. Elmo's Elementary School, right off South First Street, less than a mile away. Before we continue, I would like you guys to please hold your questions to the end so that I can get through the presentation smoothly. And then before we begin also, I just wanted to point out how this is going to go along. I would like to start with some facts and figures, kind of go into why you should volunteer, give you some comparisons, and then go on to the benefits. To begin, let's start with the mission statement of AISD. It says, in partnership with parents and our community, AISD exists to provide a comprehensive educational experience that is high quality, challenging, and inspires all students to make a positive contribution to society. Going on, some facts and figures. AISD is comprised of 77 elementary schools, 18 middle schools, and 11 high schools. They operate on a budget of about $950,510,775 annually. There's about a 7-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, and like I said before, there are about 86,000 students. In addition to this, the administration falls on a lower number of about 11,878. So, due to the numbers here, and as you can see on your handouts, there is a graph representing each of those numbers. It's obvious to see how badly AISD does need help. You know, with the student-to-teacher ratio being what it is, and then the number of students greatly outweighing the teachers, which only make up 5,863 of the people involved in AISD, you can kind of really realize the magnitude of how much pressure there is to be a teacher, and then how to get these kids through the educational system into a university setting. I did a little bit of research, and according to the health department at the University of Georgia, college students on average get about 5 to 6 hours of sleep at night, and they study about 15 hours a week. And that does seem like a pretty decent amount of time, but there is a large chunk, and if you're not a working student, I'm sure some of you aren't, some of you are maybe, it kind of begs the question, what are you doing with your time? Now, this isn't going on to say that a little bit of free time isn't appreciated here and there, but whenever you start to really look at the benefits that volunteering for schools can do, you can kind of see how the pros outweigh the cons of, you know, maybe sacrificing a little bit of homework time or some chill time with your family or friends. So the benefits. It looks really great on college applications for grad school, if any of you are considering that. In addition, job applications. You know, you go into a job and kind of talk to your, and throughout your interview, you can say, yeah, I volunteered with elementary kids, middle school kids, high school students, and not only can you teach them something, but then you can bring that experience back into your own personal life. In addition, it's really helping out the community and the nation, and I thought this was really interesting because not only does it kind of reiterate some purpose in your life, but it also goes back to their mission statement, which it states in partnership with parents and our community. So you're really helping them further their own purpose in our community in Austin. And then, you know, there's just a sense of pride in knowing that you can impact these kids' lives. While I was volunteering over at the elementary school, it was one of my last days, and the presidential election was over, and I went over, and it was the coolest thing to walk into the classroom and see all these like 5-year-olds running up, and they're like, Miss Riley, Obama won, it's so awesome. And you know, obviously they don't really know the magnitude of everything, but they're at a point where they can kind of understand how important it is, and you can see the little lights behind their eyes, you know, see their brains working. Moving on into the future of AISD. They have 5 blue ribbon schools. They're exemplary models, really great grades with all their kids meeting all of the TEKS that the state requires, and then also high scores on tax tests. There are 5 already, like I said. However, you know, that's not really, shouldn't be a stopping point considering how many schools that they do have. In addition, these kids will have role models. It was really cool to have these kids come up and say like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. And even though it's just something really small, that they're not just looking at you because, I've got brown hair and brown eyes like them, but they're really looking at you as a person and being like, I want to be like this person. I want to go to college. And that's where you kind of get some good values from the experience. In addition, it really helps them stay out of trouble. With this whole role model thing, as kids grow older, especially in an urban setting, there's a lot of distractions that can cause kids to kind of stray off, what is deemed as like the right path. And volunteering with these kids can really impact their lives even at a very early age. So, like I said, I don't know if you guys have heard the saying, it says, it takes a community to raise a child. And it is very true. You can do it as a single parent, helping your teacher, the administrators at schools, but it really is something different whenever you can go and look at, a kid who's an absolute stranger who you know nothing about other than they have 2 older siblings and a chihuahua, and look at them and realize, you have made a difference in their lives. The benefits go beyond what it's going to do in your career and in your education, but it's something that can impact your own children, your family, your friends, and can really help you evolve as a person. With that, I conclude my presentation and ask for any questions.